Castelli about mapping in Yangon, public transport in Yangon. So I thought, okay, let's download the whole network and have a look at it. So I ran validation on it with PT Assistant, and I get a few errors, which are coming from the use of roles on the highways. So if you mark it to version 2, that's good. You have one continuous string of ways, that's also good, but here you see that there is a gap. Well, you shouldn't really have roles on the ways. And then here you also have stop with a number, that's also a bit odd. Anyway, PT Assistant has functionality to order the stops automatically based on the sequence of the ways. That's this button. So now the stops are all here. They all get platform roles because they're next to the highway, which is perfect. And then PT Assistant will also show you those sequences. So the line number and the sequence. Here there seems to be a problem. I don't know of a bus that can actually do this. So I'm going to remove those two ways from the route relation. This is looking okay. Here there is an overshoot, and those two ways are not connected, but we're going to get to that. So what do I have? We have a continuous sequence of ways, and then we have a gap that I created, and then we have another gap, and that is this one here. So let's first fix this one. Actually, these two ways, they should be connected as far as I can see. Let's look at some imagery. So it seems like these two should really, there's no bridge there or anything. They should be connected. Otherwise, the bus would also not be able to go to the right there. So if both ways are selected, I can do Shift I. And then I select one of those ways again, and I can do letter P. And then with the node selected and the other way selected, I do split that one too. So now I have to refresh this route relation, remove that way, and add this way. So now that is solved. So if I press save, then the bus goes to the right there. Now it's very unlikely that this other lines, only one. So these ways also need to be removed from that relation. Let's select all these ways of this relation. And we need that one here at this point. And if all the roles wouldn't be there, then we would see that it now became continuous at that point. So that's good. Yeah. So I can close this one for now. Then we had the other problem. For the other problem, I simply removed those ways. Normally I should have re-added them, but I'm going to show some new functionality that will be available maybe 2 weeks. If you press this button, then it's going to download extra data, and then it's going to arrive at this point and it's going to tell you, hey, you can, it's just same solution. Okay. Yeah, seems a bit weird to me. Um, I would think that there would be a way going like this in that case, and that the bus would turn like that. Hmm. Okay, yeah, so we accept that suggestion and then yeah, we stand corrected. So all the stops got platform rolls. They're all next to the highway, which is great. They only have a highway bus stop tags, which is sufficient. I had no real reason to add public transport platform and bus yes on them. Um, so we can, they're fine like that. So yeah, now we can start doing this for all these route relations. Nice thing is that this button is doing it automatically. And if the stops would be out of order, they would now be. I selected, I do 3 so I can zoom to the whole relation part. What I do like to do is this first way here. Actually, that one shouldn't be in the right relation. And in this first way, we change the settings for PT and we make sure that there is not going to be a stop position node. A node is going to be added, but no stop position tag is going to be added to it. So I'm going to split away at that position, and then we see that the route starts there. And the same at the end. So that was not the last way in the relation, apparently. No. So if we use this button and add a node there, then the way is split and only the correct part is kept in the route relation. Good. So doing it this way, it's updated to the current standards very quickly. And at the same time, we can check here if everything is continuous. I don't know if this stop numbering was important though, of course. If it was used for something. Here it is 37, I would simply put 37 there. Not going to change it because now it's marked there as well. Okay, so let's look at another one. So you have all these numbers here and I don't know why. Sometimes they don't even start at 1. In this case they do. So the rolls are reapplied and the ways don't get rolls. Wow, what's that? So if this, yeah, that's the first way, then we can split that way there. And then the last way. That one shouldn't be in the relation. Can also be split there. But it's already split, so this part should also not be in that relation. And now it's nicely stopping where the stop is. I'm actually looking for one where there is, here the stops are first. This one is in there twice. Oh, I cannot sort the stops, why not? Oh, this button is deactivated. Maybe because there's, it's not the reason. that's strange. We also select everything and put it back, but then the stops don't get rolls. Something strange is going on here. Transport version. So, route road. Why does this bus route have a route road? That's bizarre. Type route bus. Where did that come from? Strange. Somebody put route road on there. Okay, it doesn't matter. So now I'm going to select it and then open it again. And now the button is active, so now they all get rolls and they are all sorted. I also get this imagery here, so I can easily see where the bus is passing and if that's correct. Okay, here is a gap. So I'm going to start this routing helper functionality. And I downloaded data for that region, and then I can simply select option 1, and then it's already fixed. That's future functionality. It will be available in 2 or 3 weeks. Sorting the stops is already in there, but I think it was improved a bit. This looks good. I don't really have to check all this because if I try to upload and there is a gap, then it will also tell me about this. So some stops are down here without rolls, some are up there. If I use this, they're all sorted together. Actually, I'm going to undo that step. So I'm going to select this relation. I'm going to undo. And 3, 49, 50. Here 13, 14, and then 54, 53, 52. And now I'm going to select it again and sort them. And now they're all nicely in order. Here it's going to against one-way traffic flow. So if I do the routing functionality, I think it's going to tell me that, yeah. So it proposes to remove those ways. And then it proposes to take another route, but that is... So I need to remove more ways. So I'm going to use 9. Oh, what happened? Wow, what did I do? It's actually only starting there. So removing more ways meant that everything was removed. Okay. Going to add this way. And then I can also show the edge selection mode. If I take this one here, then I have 3 ways in one go. So I can easily remove those. Here too, we're going against one-way traffic. All the way up to here. So removing those as well. Save. That one too. Okay. The first way is in there, that's important. Going to split it here with this map mode. So I'm updating the route relation, and now I'm going to use the helper assistant. And it's going to add all these ways, and then here it's asking me a question. If I want to go straight on or bend, I want to go straight, one. And then it's adding all these ways, and then I can bend again, option 1. And then the route relation. It found another place where we go against the one way, so we remove those. Didn't ask a question to add it again though. I'm going to sort the ways from here down. What happened here? This is weird. Here, and here it's one way in the opposite direction, so nobody can get on or off. So probably this is marked in the wrong direction. And that's the issue with these forward and backward rolls. But I don't want to apply those changes. Okay. So now you can come off the bridge and get over here. That's good. And if this one would have been correct in the first place, both ways would have been marked here for removal. So now I'm going to ask for help again. And now it proposes to use that side of the bridge. So that seems like a good idea. And then there it has another gap, but it's not trying to fix that gap. Because it can't. I already looked a little bit at the data, and if we look at these, we find 2 nodes there. That's not right. So we need to do M for merging those two, and then the route becomes complete. Okay, so another problem fixed. This way doesn't belong in that route relation. Now I'm going to try and upload, and first there will be a validation step on everything that I modified, and then I can have a look. So it's still reporting all these supposed errors, but that's not what I'm interested in right now. I want to look at these. So there are gaps that can be closed by adding a single way. I'm going to select this, edit the relation, and then I have so this supposedly can be corrected by adding a single way. That's a bit weird. I'm going to remove those roles though. Because the validator, since there is a version 2 there, the validator tries to make sense of that relation, but with the forward-backward roles in it, it gets confused. So select, edit, jump over there, the same spot. Resort the stops. Okay. So that's looking good. Sorting members. Let's first have a look at the relation. So this is also still with the forward and backward rolls. So let's remove those. And then here indeed we have a gap. Well, sorting is not going to really help on that. So this needs to go and then it's fine. Okay. Route passes one way, route in the wrong direction. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, so these we can remove them. And then the routing can re-add them. Oddly enough, it seems to be adding the same ones again. Okay. I'm going to select this one separately and then ask for a new validation. Yeah, the one-way traffic problem seems to be solved. So I'm going to ask for validation of everything that I changed. So I can do fix here and remove those and then see what it wants to add. Yeah. Okay, so I do one. Nothing happens. So these are several ways. So I'm going to use the edge selection and to do escape. Edge selection. And I can also add them manually, obviously. Don't know why these are apparently also traversed in the opposite direction, but that is strange because the stops are there. That's why I like the stops map next to the highway. So here we can see that there must be something else wrong. What is that? This is a weird one. So do we have a from? Oops. Okay, ping. We don't know what the from is. Let's jump to the first stop. And this seems to be right, so that's okay. So is this also our first way? Well, I have to press S to. Oh, I want to select one way. So all these, we don't need them, I think. And then I can use this one. Refresh. Okay, so if these. Okay. So I'm going to ask the helper to have a look at, and it keeps telling me that it's going against the one-way direction. So there is something very strange going on here. Stops are on that side of the road. So this must mean that is a very tough one to solve. Going to do escape. Yeah, I cannot really solve that. It seems to be continuous, but it's also traveling against one-way traffic. And then it's serving stops on the opposite side of the road. So what I think is happening here is that this needs to go. And that needs to be added. And then also this. All that needs to go. And then that makes sense, at least if we reorder the ways. So I think starting from here, that way is now the last way there. So if we flip those over and then ask our helper again. Oh, yeah, okay. So indeed, I want to remove those ways. Come on. But now it thinks it's done. So I'm going to add the proper way there and then also split that way. I should have saved that. And then if I add a note there, then it's done correctly. So that's that, but then we still have this problem at this point. So let's see if the helper can do something for us there. Obviously it can. Yeah, I can also just click the ways and add them that way, of course, but I'm testing this this new functionality actually. So let's try to upload again. Do we have one-way route? We have more now, but in several in the same route relation. So this is an indication that there's probably also something else that is wrong there. It's very odd, all that. Stops are on that side of the road and then these ways are selected. That is weird. So I'm going to remove those. And those all the way up to here. Fortunately, I have this one to the rescue. Here I need to take option 3. Here it can add many ways in one go. And one is the correct solution there. And again, one. And one. And one. And one. It's checking the rest of the route relation. And again, it's going against one-way traffic at this point. So yeah, remove those ways. And then it's proposing to do that. And then it will propose to go on a little bit further. And then to go south. Is that correct? Yeah. So option 1. Okay, it's proposing something there. Again, 1 and 1 and 1. Better zoom in a bit to see what it's proposing. One. If I get it wrong, I can use 9 to backtrack, and maybe I have gotten it wrong here. Sure. No, it's fine. Oh yeah, I did get it wrong. So here the white way needs to be removed, so I can do that by using 9. What I should have done here was the red option. And then the green option. Okay. 1. So this helper assistant makes it rather simple to fix the routes, and it will tell you if there are bigger issues like traveling against one-way traffic. Like here, it's doing it again. This are not even mapped. So here I want to remove the white one. Oh, 9 is not there. Oh yeah, I have to remove the. So I do 1 first. And then it thinks it's done. It thinks it's done because there's no way next to the last stop here. So I'm going to add 1 there, and then I can save and I can start it again. Now it's proposing to continue here, but that's not what I want. I want to go there. So I'm going to use number 9 to remove that way, and now it goes over there. So now I can use number 1. And again, number 1. And here I want option 3. And here I want option 1. And again, 1. And once more, 1. And 1. Okay, and then I'm done. So now it's not violating one-way traffic anymore. So if I try to upload, instead of 6 problems with one-way traffic, I have 3 left. So remove those. And then start. I want option 1. And option 1 again. Okay, so now that one is also done. This happens very often, apparently. So option 1. Not doing much. Okay. Here it can do many at the same time. Up to this point where it's wandering, and here we want option 3. Option 2. I'm getting the impression we are adding the same ways as is already in the route relation. I'm going to do escape. What's this? One that we don't need. Okay. So that one is done as well. So just to show what possibilities are with the PT assistant, and that it can be rather efficient for finding problems and fixing them as well. Okay, see you.